Hello, I hope you had a great weekend. Oh my gosh, we finished it, and wasn't the ending just so amazingly perfect? Oh, love it. Let's jump in and just dissect it a little bit, shall we? Okay, so back in chapter 43, he had left the McNabs and had no place left to go. And he found himself kind of staying all over the place in the park, in at the zoo. He would go to the library and read. He would just kind of run all over town. Didn't matter, East End, West End. And it said he would go anywhere except for the P&W trolley trestle above the Schuylkill River. It's where his parents died, and so he can't bring himself to go there. Um, and I love this line: East End, West End, black and white would begin only when the alarm clocks rang. So this division of the town only happened once everyone was up and moving about. When everyone was asleep, before sunrise, there were no divisions, no barriers. There were only the people, the families, the town, his town as much as anyone's. And he really likes it that way. And it bothers him that the town is so divided. Then in chapter 44, something strange starts happening. When he's out for his morning run, he starts noticing someone at the other end of the block running, or someone crossing a street down further from him, or thinking that he hears footsteps. And after several days of this, he starts to notice Mars Bar is also out running. And then a few days later, he notices Mars Bar and he are running in the same path, sometimes for small sections, and then it gets longer and longer and longer. And they spend their mornings running together, not talking. They just kind of fall in step together, excuse me, and are running together. And they really start to bond and they start to understand each other. And it's really pretty cool how this friendship blossoms without any conversation. It's really neat. And then one day, Russell and Piper show up. Well, actually, it's Piper shows up screaming and yelling and carrying on, and they drags him up onto the railroad trestle. And there is Russell. Now, you have to picture in your mind this railroad trestle. Picture that scene from dozens of different movies where the kid has to cross the railroad tracks that go over this river, and it's way up high, and you can see down in between the railroad ties, and you have to kind of step over each one carefully so you don't fall through. He was out there laying there throwing rocks trying to bomb Piper on the raft. Once Piper got through, he realized how far up he was, and he kind of freaked out and wrapped himself around the railroad trestle and wouldn't get off the bridge. And the trolley's there waiting to get through, and this kid won't get off the bridge. And they want Jeffrey to come help him. He can't do it. He cannot bring himself to go out on that railroad trestle. And so he just left, which was a shocker because that's not who he is. So then, in chapter 45, oh my gosh, Mars Bar finds him at the zoo and wakes him up, and he's like, dude, where did you go? And Jeffrey's like, tell me what happened. And so then Mars Bar explains how he took these kids back to his house with Russell all, octopused around him. And he takes him home to his mom. You didn't know he had a mom that was a mom. Like Russell and Piper have a dad, but he's not really a dad. Mars Bar, big, tough, mean Mars Bar, has a mom and is a whole different person at home than he is out on the streets. That's interesting. But the fact that, he's like, he made them leave their muddy shoes outside. Mom made him play Monopoly with them and made them dinner and took care of them and loved on them and babied them. All those kids ate it up. They didn't want to go home because someone was finally loving on them and mothering them, something that they desperately, desperately want. So now that he's told him, he wants to know, where did you go? And Jeffrey tells him. He's like, I knew it. I knew it wasn't that you were afraid. I knew there had to be a reason. Why don't you come stay with me? Jeffrey can't do it. We get that. He's so worried about being attached to someone. He's so worried about, losing that. He finally has this friendship, which is good, but he doesn't want to lose that if he can't stay with him anymore. So then, chapter 46, oh my gosh, don't you just love Amanda? She's the best. She's over this. She's had it. I love it. It's fantastic. I mean, she is just so phenomenal. Where are we going? Home. Whose? Mine, yours, ours. Come on. I'm sleepy. I can just so see it. I love it. Don't tell me can't. I didn't come all the way out here in my nightshirt and my slippers and climb that fence and almost kill myself to hear you say can't. She's like yelling and screaming. I love it. You got it all wrong, Buster. You ain't. She was so mad that she said ain't. You do not have a choice. I am not asking you. I'm telling you. You are coming home with me and you are going to sleep in my room, which is going to be your room. And I don't care if you sleep on the floor or the windowsill or what, but you are going to sleep there tonight and tomorrow night and the night after that and the night after that and every night except maybe once in a while if you decide to sleep over at Snicker's house. Even if he ever asks you again, this is not your home. Now move. Love it. Oh my God, she's so phenomenal. And I love that she's calling Mars Bar Snickers. I love that because she's just putting him in his place, isn't she? So good. So good. Um, and he goes. He goes with her because he's finally got a home, which is what he wanted all along. Amazing. Now, I told you I would go back and reread the before the story here at the end because now that at the beginning we were like, this is weird. Now it's going to make so much sense. Here we go. They say Maniac Magee was born in a dump. They say his stomach was a cereal box and his heart a sofa spring. They say he kept an 8-inch cockroach on a leash and that rats stood guard over him while he slept. They say if you knew he was coming and sprinkled salt on the ground and he ran over it, within 2 or 3 blocks, he would be as slow as everybody else. They say. What's true, what's myth, it's hard to know. Finsterwald is gone now, yet even today you'll never find a kid sitting on the steps where he once lived. The Little League field is still there, and the band shell. Cobble's Corner still stands at the corner of Hector and Birch, and if you ask the man behind the counter, he'll take the clump of string out of the drawer and let you see it. Grade school girls in Two Mills still jump rope and chant, Maniac, Maniac, he's so cool. Maniac, Maniac, don't go to school. Runs all night, runs all right. Maniac, Maniac, kissed a bull. And sometimes the girl holding the one end of the rope is from the west side of Hector, and the girl on the other end is from the east side. And if you're looking for Maniac Magee's legacy or monument, that's as good as any, even if it really wasn't a bull. The book that he got from Amanda was the story of the Children's Crusade. And the Children's Crusade, the whole purpose was that kids can sometimes do what adults can't. He did it. He did it. He was able to start this idea of this town coming together and being integrated, which is so cool. I love this book. Small but mighty. It definitely is. All right. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Um, over the next couple of days, I've got a few supplemental things to do with you to kind of tie things up. Make sure you check in if you can. I know some of you have to return your computers tomorrow or the next day, but we'll have some things there for you to work on regardless. Okay. All right. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Be kind to one another. I'll see you later. Bye.